Hey guys, it's Rihanna. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys two separate techniques that I am going to try out for washing my wigs. So I have only ever washed straight hair wigs. I've never actually tried washing my curly haired wigs before. So I watched tons of YouTube videos this weekend and I'm trying to figure out the best technique. So I'm going to be showing you guys the technique that I found the most interesting and the one that I think is going to work the best on how to wash my red, fiery, gorgeous curly wig, because it smells and it's really gross and it's pretty naughty, and I'm interested to see if we can get this wig clean without ruining the curls. And then I'm also going to be washing that orange wig that you guys all know smells terrible and needs to be cleaned. So you can use the first technique that I'm going to show you on both hairstyles, so the straight and the curly, but I wouldn't recommend using the second technique that I'm going to show you guys on a curly haired wig, just because it's probably going to result in your wig getting really tangled and really knotty. So let's just jump on into the video and we can try and wash my wigs. Okay, so you can either use a basin or you can use your kitchen sink. I don't have a basin tub, so I'm going to be using my kitchen sink. The first thing that you want to do with a curly haired wig is you want to ball it up so it looks something like this. So you want to have your wig cap on the outside. At least that's how I'm going to do it, because I want the wig cap to get clean and I want the curls to remain as curly as possible. So I'm going to ball them up inside the wig and wash it like this. I've watched a bunch of different videos of people just washing their wigs without balling it up like this, and I found that the curls always like fell and it didn't remain, so I don't want to do that. So I balled it up like this. So the number one thing to remember with a curly style is that you want to wash it in ice cold water. So, well, not ice cold, you want to wash it in cool water. You don't want to wash your curly haired wigs in hot water, because the hotter the water it is, the more that the style that it came in, if it's a curly wig, will fall and it will not stay as the pre-curled style. If you have a straight wig, you can wash it in hot water if you prefer that, but for the majority of washing wigs, you're going to want to wash your wigs either in cool water or very mildly warm water. So because this is a curly haired wig, I'm going to wash it in cold water. And when I say ice cold, I mean cold. And then you're going to want to pour the shampoo of your choice. So I'm using the L'Oreal Total Repair 5 shampoo because that is the shampoo that I have. I don't have any other shampoo at the moment. You can get synthetic hair conditioners and shampoos, but I don't have any, so I'm going to be using this. So in the other basin that you have, or the other sink, you're going to want to fill it up with cool water again for rinsing, but you're going to want to put in about a capful of vinegar in. When you're putting vinegar into a wig like this, you're going to be getting rid of all of the weird lingering smells that's on your wig, and it's also going to help you get your hair to be really, really soft. You could do the same thing with fabric softener, but I don't have any, so I'm going to be using vinegar. Okay, so now that you have both of your sinks filled up, you're going to start washing your wig. So I have never washed a curly haired wig before. I have just watched a bunch of videos on how to do it, and they said that this is the best way to do it. So we're going to experience if it works or not. So I'm just going to submerge my wig in the soapy water, and I'm just going to scrunch it using this motion. Just work the suds and the soap into my wig. So this wig is about a year old now, and it's been worn quite a bit. It's one of my favorite styles and favorite wigs. So I really want to get this wig extra clean, but I want the curls to stay as curly as possible. So that's why I'm washing it like this and not just letting the style run free. So I'm just going to keep doing this motion for about a couple minutes. And then once you think that you got your wig completely submerged and soapy enough, I'm just going to leave it soaking in the water for about 5 minutes. So some people do it for 10 minutes, some people do it for half an hour. I'm going to leave it for 5 minutes. So I'm going to set a timer on my phone and just let it do its thing. So starting the timer now. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes and apparently this drain plug doesn't work, so I have to refill this sink and redo the vinegar. So I'm going to drain this the sink and fill it with water again and vinegar, and I'll be back in a second. Now before I fill the other sink, I'm just going to run some cool water on my wig, just with the wig cap down so that the hair doesn't kind of push out through the wig cap, because you don't want it to go through those little holes. So I'm just going to push it down like this and squeeze some of the water out and some of the suds out. Now that the wig is rinsed, I'm going to fill the sink up again with cool water and about 3 cups of vinegar. And then once the sink is mostly full, you can stick your wig in it and press it down, just get it nice and wet. And I'm just going to add a little bit of vinegar directly onto where my wig is in the water, and then just kind of do that same motion again, just in the nice cold water, just to rinse out all those suds, because you don't want them to stay in your wig, obviously. And putting the vinegar directly on the wig is going to aid in making your hair super soft again. So I'm gonna leave that sitting in the vinegar water again for about 5 minutes, and then I will be right back. Okay, so it hasn't quite been 5 minutes, but it's been a few minutes. So I'm gonna take it out of the water now and put it onto my towel. So I have wrung out the wig as best that I can, and now I am going to put it onto the towel like so, and then I am going to roll it up so that all of the water comes out of it, and I'm going to leave it again for a few minutes, and then it's going to go onto my mannequin head to dry for about 24 hours. So I'm going to leave it sitting like this for a couple minutes, and then I will be right back. So as a little added bonus, I'm going to show you guys just the other way that I've seen people wash wigs before. So because this is not a curly style, this is supposed to be straight style. It's just came kind of wavy, because this is the wig that has that really weird smell and came kind of wet. I am not going to be balling it up like I did the other wig. I'm just going to be washing it the wig like so. So I'm just going to put the wig directly in the water and just let the suds get right into this wig to hopefully get rid of that really gross smell that it came as. So this is the other way that you can wash wigs. I prefer doing it balled up, like I just showed you with the curly style, with all styles, just because it just like seems to be the easiest and the neatest way to do it. I find that this way the hair can get into the cap and get all tangled, and it's just kind of a pain. But I really do want to get all of the smell out of this wig, so I am going to be washing it like this, because I want it to be smelling good and it to be actually wearable. So I'm doing the exact same motion that I did with the other wig, and just scrunching it up and letting all of the suds run through the wig. And I'm not worried about the style falling, because it's not supposed to be styled, it's just supposed to be straight. So that's why you don't have to ball it up with this kind of style. So again, I'm gonna let it sit in the water for about 5 minutes, and then I will come back, take it out, and do the exact same steps with the vinegar and drying it, and yeah. So now that this wig has been sitting for about 5 or 10 minutes, I'm going to unwrap it and see how it's still very wet, so I'm going to hang it up to dry. So I'm going to bring you guys into my studio, and we're going to hang it up on my mannequin head, and then we can talk about how this wig is feeling and go from there. Okay, so we are back in the studio, and I have my wig here. It's all balled up still, so I'm going to unwrap it, and you can see that the curls are still there. It's really frizzy right now though, so I'm hoping that goes away while it's drying, just because I didn't brush this wig out before. A lot of people online say to brush out your wig before you start washing it, but it's a curly style, so I didn't want to brush it. So now I have a mannequin head that I'm just going to put the wig on. I'm just going to pin it down so that it doesn't move around while it is drying. So now this wig is clean. It smells like my shampoo, and it doesn't, it's dripping everywhere, but it smells like my shampoo, and It doesn't have that weird smell that it had yesterday anymore, so that's really great. So now this wig is going to stay on my wig stand until tomorrow morning or the next time that I'm in my studio, and then we can talk about how it feels and how it looks and go from there. So I will see you guys at the next time I'm in here. Hey guys, so this is what the hair looks like once it is dry and washed, and I haven't done anything to it other than kind of brushed it out a little bit because it was pretty tangled, but it smells like my shampoo, so that's a plus. The curls stayed as good as I was hoping that they were going to. It is a little bit ratty, as you can tell, like it is a little bit tangled still, and it is kind of a little bit staticky because I haven't brushed it out. I was watching tutorials on how to style and curl synthetic hair because I don't want to brush this wig out too much and then realize that I actually have no idea how to curl it again because I'm in love with the style that it came in. So I'm just kind of running my hands through it and trying to get the static out as much as I can without actually brushing it. But as for the way that I washed this wig, it does feel clean, it does smell clean, it doesn't feel ratty anymore. The hair doesn't feel as soft as I was hoping. The video that I watched, I'll link it down below, said that the vinegar was supposed to make your hair feel really, really soft. I'm not really finding that. I think that in the next time that I wash this wig in particular, I will use some fabric softener in the water, and that'll probably help quite a bit more. But as for the first time washing this wig, I think she looks great. Besides a little bit of static that is going on her, that is just kind of, I kind of expected that, honestly, because she just did get dunked in the sink. So I mean, she does look really great. My other wig is still hanging up right now and still drying. It's not fully dry yet, but it's still hanging up. So I just wanted to talk about this one. She does look really great. So if you guys are ever wondering how to wash a curly haired wig, that is definitely the best way to do it in my opinion. I think it worked really great, and it really did keep the style that the wig came in intact. The curls didn't fall too much, so I'm really excited about that and really happy about that. And now my wig doesn't look and feel absolutely disgusting.
Several days later.
Okay, so I am back. It's been about a week since I washed these wigs, and I just wanted to talk about them quickly with you guys and show you guys what they look like when they're fully dry. So this is the red curly one that we washed. It's just on my styrofoam mannequin head. I have kind of detangled it a little bit, but not very much because I don't want the hair to fall. But as you guys can tell, it does look a lot better. It's not as, the curls aren't as stuck together anymore, and it definitely smells a lot better. It smells like my shampoo, so that's a real plus. I definitely want to brush out this wig a little bit more and maybe try to restyle some of the curls that are kind of falling. But this is pretty much the exact same way that it was before I washed it, so it hasn't really changed a whole lot. The curls definitely stayed curly, so that's really great. So the technique that I showed you by wrapping it up into the wig cap and washing it really does work for a curly hairstyle. So that's really great. And then here is the wig that we washed just like in the sink. We didn't really tuck it in together, anything. We didn't really care how we were washing it. We just wanted the smell to get out of it. So as you guys can tell, it does need to be brushed. I haven't brushed it. It's just been drying for the last week or so, and it is still pretty wavy. So I'm assuming this is a wavy style that they sent me, and they just advertised it wrong because they advertised it as a straight style. So it's definitely more on the wavy side, so that's perfectly fine, but it doesn't really smell too bad anymore. It still has a little bit of a synthetic hair kind of smell, but it definitely doesn't smell like mildew anymore. It smells like my shampoo, so that's really great. So this was the other kind of way that you can wash a wig that wasn't balled up into each other, the other technique that I showed you. So it did work, and it doesn't smell too bad. I'm gonna brush this one out, and it should look pretty good. I've washed straight hair wigs before, and it's very easy to brush it out, and I could probably even straighten this, but I may just leave it a little bit wavy because it is a pretty style regardless. But that was the two techniques that I wanted to talk to you guys about with washing these synthetic wigs. So if you guys do have a curly wig that you're unsure of how to wash, just follow the technique that I showed you and your hairstyle should stay intact. It shouldn't fall too badly. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below for more content like this, and I will see you guys at the next video. Bye!